This season, start a new tradition. Experience the power of infinity now with leases starting at $319 a month. Infinity. Empower the drive.
Hey, Doug Walker here. We're doing a video addressing why our videos have only been 15 minutes here on YouTube. And as some of you might have noticed, if you're keeping an eye on YouTube recently, a lot of YouTubers, some very well known, some not so well known, have suddenly either been having their channels deleted or they've been having their monetization taken away. That means that they can't get paid for the videos that they're putting up. And a lot of them are saying that they're not getting answers why. This just happened out of nowhere, and it's a big question mark, and YouTube has given them no answers. And you might be thinking at home, oh, come on, YouTube, that's a big organization. Clearly they must have done something wrong. But speaking as people who have been hit by this as well, they are not lying. This is a real thing. And we don't usually go into behind-the-scenes business stuff, because to be fair, it's not professional, it's not a good thing to do, but this kind of affects you too, so that's one of the reasons we're talking about this. On January 5th at 8:57 p.m. we got an email from YouTube saying that monetization and other account features have been disabled. 2 hours later, we were finally able to get into our account to see what apparently affected us. And we found out that we had a strike from Studio Ghibli, the Japanese company, not the American Disney part of it, Japan, against My Neighbor Totoro, the Disney-cember review of My Neighbor Totoro, which is completely in fair use. Which, by the way, you can see on 3 separate other YouTube channels right now. They haven't gotten hit. Now you might be thinking, oh, that must be the reason. Well, we've gotten strikes before in the past on League of Super Critics. We've gotten 2. And we have never lost these features before. When you get 1 strike, your videos are limited down to 15 minutes, which is what's going on now, but not these other features. So as of now, with just 1 strike, the only features we can use is thumbnails, we can make custom thumbnails, and the wonderful YouTube editor, which I'm sure you all know how fantastic that is. So you might be thinking, maybe they changed the rules on strikes. Well, if they did, they never told anybody about it. So we went to YouTube's partner support and we said, what's going on here? Why can we not monetize our videos? We've gotten strikes before and we resolved them. We are coming up on 3 weeks with no answer from YouTube whatsoever. And if you look on their site, it says that they respond in 1 business day. 1 business day now means 3 weeks. They forgot to tell you that, but we're letting you know this right now. And going! It could be even longer than this. So, okay, what if it is a strike? We can't get a clear answer, but we just want to clear as much as we can. So we tried to go through the traditional route. We tried to file the DMCA counterclaim, which you can do through YouTube. Every single time we did this, and we did this for like a couple days, we always got a server error. So then we had to contact YouTube to say, why are we getting a server error? This is a separate email from the one saying, why aren't we getting monetized? They sent us a form email, again, not able to talk to a person, and they said, oh, don't use that route, use these other means. So they're already acknowledging this route doesn't work, but whatever, we have other means. One was a link that we can't use because we have these limitations. So the same day we sent them an email, the manual way, because they said that's one of the ways you can do it, and we put down all the information they needed, as well as overnighted a physical letter to them to make sure that this was getting to them, because that was also a way they said would work. Both said we were missing information, and we looked over it, we followed it to a T. Nothing was missing. So we had to think outside the box, because clearly this is making no sense. So we had 2 managers on the YouTube account, so one logged in to do the way that we tried, and then one of the other managers logged in. The other manager that logged in got a completely different form. Like 100% different. And to make things even better, they said that the characters, the amount of letters you can put in has to be 250. You can't go over that. So you have pretty much the length of a tweet to make your legal case about why you're in the right. So the counter DMCA notice is in effect after going through this incredibly broken system. But we have yet to talk to a human being, and we're coming up on 3 weeks of getting no monetization, no money for any of the videos that we've put out. Past and present, all videos, we are making no money right now. The only way we've gotten any contact to YouTube like a human being at all is through contacts with other people. And even then, nobody has given us a straight answer. Nothing has been consistent. Nobody knows what's going on. Okay, so this is the part that concerns you. We have over 350,000 subscribers on YouTube. We've been around for years. If this can happen to us with no explanation, no reason why, and weeks of no pay and no explaining any of it, what chance do people just putting up their family videos have? What chance do people just starting off monetizing or trying to make a living or whatever have against this? Everything being done right now is done through the algorithm. There is no human being looking over any of this. And it seems like the only way to get attention and get them to do something is to escalate it. A lot of YouTubers are now making videos saying this has happened and we don't know why, because they were trying to do the same thing. They were trying to go the professional route of trying to talk to YouTube, trying to get answers, and none of them have been answered. Even the channels that were lucky enough to be put back, if the channel was deleted and put back, or they weren't getting monetization, they were put back, YouTube has never explained what happened or what they can do to not have this happen in the future. That is scary. For years, we've put up with this idea that YouTube makes it where you're guilty until proven innocent. And that's not just, but at least they made it clear. These are the rules, these are what you have to do, and we didn't like following them, but it's still, in the grand scheme of things, a young business when you really look at it. And so many changes are happening, and studio heads are trying to bully them, so they're making changes, trying to figure it out. Fair enough, but now nothing is making sense. Rules are just being made up, and they're not being explained to us. And this is for anybody, not just big channels. Anyone can get taken down. These rules and everything were put in place to stop people from running full movies and pirating stuff. And fair enough, that you need to do what you have to do. But now we're at a point where it's just abuse. People are not looking at these anymore. I mean, they haven't looked at them for a while, but now they're not even following their own rules. If you have any videos on YouTube right now, make sure they're backed up. Make sure you have them somewhere on your computer, because they can disappear at any point and they don't have to tell you why. You know, companies make mistakes and it's fine. I mean, we're a company, we make mistakes, everybody does. But when you're doing this and you're not doing anything to change it and you're not explaining why, you're pretty much letting everybody know this is how we do things, and this is right, this is just. We can do whatever we want. If we want to get rid of someone just showing their family movies and we don't have to explain why, we can do it now, and it's totally okay. If we want to take someone who's making a living now on YouTube, as many people are, and get rid of it, and get rid of their monetization, or just destroy their entire channel, it is totally fine with them, and they don't have to tell you why. So that's the reason you haven't seen many Steven Universe vlogs or bum reviews, because we've been busy with this. We've gone almost 3 weeks with no pay for any of our videos. And in my opinion, until we get monetization back on this channel and these other channels, or channels that have been deleted or put back, or at least given an explanation or just anything, it's pretty much saying YouTube can do whatever it wants and we're okay with it. Just as we make money off of YouTube, YouTube makes money off of us. We were in a situation we were forced to accept, and we accepted it because the rules were in place and they seemed to follow it, but now they're not even following their own rules. YouTube support is non-existent right now. Right now you need to be very cautious. We can't say how, because even we don't know how, but you need to be very careful. And here's the thing. Anyone can change. They can come around and they can say, hey, this mistake happened, we're fixing it and we're on top of it. I mean, anything, or here's the new rules and we'll do our best to follow it. We've been changing our content a lot in order to fit YouTube's rules, and even doing that now hasn't worked. But we're not told why, because we're not even told what the rules are anymore. YouTube's system is not only broken, but it's made to be abused. So we're still going to do Nostalgia Critic videos because we know you guys really want to see those. Even though we're making nothing on them right now, we're still going to do them. But stuff like the Steven Universes and the bum reviews and the real thoughts and stuff, we got to hold off until we figure this out, until we're allowed to make a living again. YouTube's system right now is run on automation. Everything from small complaints to stuff that can shut a channel down. No human being is looking at them until it's escalated. So that's why we're forced to talk about this. Like I said, there's a whole mountain of other issues that's going on with YouTube that we can't talk about here because we only have 15 minutes. We just wanted to keep this focused and give you guys fair warning what is going on with YouTube right now and how your channel is at risk. So hopefully this gets resolved. Hopefully YouTube wakes up and starts treating people and channels fair and just again, because their livelihoods are depending on it now. And you can't just wait weeks and weeks with no answer when people are now depending on this to make a living. We're going to have links below to other channels that are going through similar issues right now, because there's quite a few. We hope that this gets resolved. We hope that so many of these problems that are going on with YouTube get fixed. But as of now, we are forced to deal with a broken system, and this is the best that we can do. This is the best we're allowed to do. So guys, that's about it. Just an explanation of what's going on, and just be cautious. Be very, very cautious. Back up all your videos if you have them on YouTube, and just be very, very careful.
On Thursday, followers of Channel Awesome 370,456 subscribers on YouTube got a strange new message. The channel usually specializes in pop culture riffs, but this was a more straightforward video, with host Douglas Walker laying out a 3-week odyssey triggered by a single copyright claim against a clip he'd used from My Neighbor Totoro. According to Walker, the Totoro clip was in fair use, but appealing the complaint had sprawled into nearly a month of notices and counter-notices. We're coming up on 3 weeks of getting no monetization, no money for any of the videos we've put up, past and present, he said to the camera, growing more and more frantic. Nobody has given us a straight answer. Nothing has been consistent. Nobody knows what's going on. Walker isn't alone. The first weeks of 2016 saw a spate of similar videos from channels like Eli the Computer Guy, 634,706 subscribers, Alternate History Hub, 509,114 subscribers, and I Hate Everything, 379,838 subscribers. The specific infractions are different in each case, but the broad strokes are the same: a random violation, a sudden restriction of advertising or upload features, and a very frustrated YouTuber ready to leave the channel entirely. Walker's claim was resolved 4 hours after his video posted, but not every channel has been so lucky, and the ordeal has raised larger questions of creators' place on the web's largest video platform. Nobody has given us a straight answer. Nothing has been consistent. Nobody knows what's going on. The latest crop of angry users doesn't seem to have resulted from a policy or enforcement change on YouTube's part, and there's no evidence that complaints or appeals are rising overall. Rather, the complaints seem to be the result of an appeal system that's been strained since the beginning and is now reaching a breaking point. YouTube users who appeal a complaint can easily get trapped in a confusing automated system, and while the system has never been perfect, the stakes have grown higher and higher. What's changed from my perspective is that this is the 3rd year in a row I've earned over $100,000 from the platform, and I'm getting tired of worrying about whether all my work is going to vanish, Eli Etherton told The Verge. It's 2016, not 2009. We aim to allow as much content as possible on YouTube and still ensure that our terms of service, including our community guidelines and copyright policies, are followed, a YouTube spokesperson said when reached for comment. We take feedback on our policy enforcement seriously, and we encourage people to flag any issues through the YouTube appeals and counter notifications processes. IT's 2016, not 2009. Still, those policies can be complex and overlapping, leaving many YouTubers confused as to where they stand. In addition to the community and copyright policies, YouTube channels can also run afoul of the AdSense policies that determine what videos are appropriate to run ads against. Community and copyright violations are governed by a 3-strike policy, but the decision to revoke monetization is often independent of that policy. As a result, it can be hard to say why ads were pulled on a specific channel like Eli the Computer Guy. The real need for change is rules written in stone, Eli says. Malicious sounds easy to define until you get onto a platform with global reach. YouTube relies on user-generated flags to enforce its policies, which can make violations maddeningly inconsistent. That model was established by the PUNTA's copyright complaint system, but it's become the norm on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook alike, enforcing everything from user guidelines to advertising rules. But the scattershot nature of user complaints means video creators have little chance to get a feel for what kind of videos might trigger a violation in practice. An offending clip might sit on the network for years without being flagged, only causing problems when a channel builds up enough subscribers to attract attention. Once the complaint is lodged, the venues for litigating it can be maddeningly opaque. Anyone has the power to falsely flag videos, and there is no punishment for doing so, so ultimately the content creators are penalized, said Alex, who runs the popular I Hate Everything channel and declined to give his last name. At this point a complete overhaul is necessary. At this point a complete overhaul is necessary. Most of the recent complaints stem less from YouTube's violation reporting system than from its appeals process, which for most YouTubers is still largely automated. For Google, that's a feature rather than a bug. The company prides itself on scalable solutions that work as well for 10-follower accounts as they do for heavy hitters like Eli. But as YouTube's personalities become more important and more powerful, they're coming to expect the kind of personalized treatment they would get from a television network. In Eli's case, that's what he got. He was contacted by a YouTube customer service representative the day after we spoke, and now says he's likely to stay on the platform. YouTube is still by far the largest source of video on the web, with hundreds of millions of hours watched each day, but the latest complaints come as the platform is facing more competition than ever. In November, Facebook announced its native videos were generating 8 billion views each day, and the social network rolled out live video features to all users just last week. For creators willing to do product placement, Snapchat is also an increasingly tempting way to make money from online video. But despite the growing number of alternatives, most online video personalities still see YouTube as the only game in town. For Eli, leaving YouTube would have meant leaving web video entirely. Before YouTube's representative found him, he was planning on making the leap to podcasting, which would make him less reliant on a single platform. With his following, he's also well placed to partner with a sponsored channel on YouTube or elsewhere. I had actually turned down very lucrative offers to be a personality for other people's content in the past simply because I was happy with YouTube, Eli says. Not everyone is as optimistic. Tech tricks can play on any platform, but for web culture vlogging like I Hate Everything, the possibilities are narrower. I would happily move to another viable platform that treats their users better, except there isn't one, Alex says. YouTube is a monopoly, so they can do whatever they want. They know we'll keep using their website no matter what. Verge Video, YouTube's plan for the future of video,